Hey friends, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to talk about form 0008, which is also known as generic form for your spousal sponsorship application. Before we start the video, if you are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm Guri, channel name is UVN Canada. Let's start the video. So if you can see on my laptop, I'm already on online portal for your spousal sponsorship application. Once you have registered with this portal, after login you will land on this page, which is submit your permanent resident application. So if you have already started or submit your application, there will be a button to view your application. If you are going to start your new application, then you have to click on start new application. So I have already done that. I have already submitted my wife's application, so we'll go to the view my application button. After clicking that button, you will land on this page, application for permanent resident. So here are some of the instructions that you can go through. So if you can see, there are 3 applications we have created. You can create multiple application, but you have to submit only one. So we have already submitted this application on 28th of June, which is, and you can see the view button is disabled, and there are 2 test applications we had created, which have been not submitted. So we will go through these applications. So click on the view button, you will land on this page, permanent residence application. In this section you can go through from these instructions. So select the permanent resident program. Which program are you applying for? Is it a family program, or are you sponsoring your parents or something else? So we have already selected the family class, because your spouse comes into the family class program, and category of the program is spouse. So you also have an option, are you applying under spouse or common law partner? We are going to take an example of sponsoring a spouse. So in my case, I am the sponsor and I am sponsoring my wife. So we are going to use 2 terms, which is PA stand for principal applicant, and sponsor is the person who is sponsoring. So in my case, I am the sponsor, and PA permanent. So PA is principal applicant, which is my wife. So the program is family class, spouse or common law partner, application name. That's it. So you will see form IMM0008, which is a digital form. I have not started it yet. So you can find all the forms in the list. In my previous video, I have already explained the number of forms which I have used to submit my spouse sponsor application. You can find that video card here. I will also add the link in the description of this video. So first form is 0008. Go to start button. Generic application form for Canada, IMM 0008. So these are the instructions what we are going to do this. And before we get started, click on the continue button. So here is the application detail. Correspondence, which is English or French, you have to select one language, and interview. This is also should be English. In my case, we have selected English. And for the interview, you need an interpreter or not. Take an example of if you are speaking a Chinese and you have to take an interview for your spousal sponsorship application, then you need an interpreter who will translate, who will do the translation for you. So you have to select yes or no. In my case, we have selected no. Where do you plan to live in Canada? Obviously you will select the province which your sponsor is living in. In my case, I'm living in BC, British Columbia city, which is Surrey. Then click on save and continue. Family name is the last name and given name is the first name. Make sure spellings are same, so you have to add your first name and last name. Last name should be first. In my case, Kaur is the last name and Kamaljit is the first name. So after that, have you ever used by any other name? Most of the cases there should be no. If you have a UCI number, suppose you have already applied for a visitor visa or study visa, then you got some rejections or refusals in that, but there is a UCI number which is linked with your application. That UCI number you must mention here. So in my case, we don't have any UCI number, so we will leave it as NA, which stands for not applicable. Physical characteristics, gender, which is female, eye color, whatever eye color your spouse have, height, let's say this is the height. Then birth information, date of birth, we gonna select any random date. Then place of birth, country of birth. In my case, we have selected India. Citizenship, so here citizenship of principal applicant. If your principal applicant is living in another country, in my case my wife is living in India and she is having an Indian citizenship, so we gonna select India here. Country, India. Current country of residence, where you are living. This is the country where you are living from past 6 months, so it should be India. State, status of the country in which you are living. Are you a citizen, permanent resident, visitor, whatever it is? So in my case, it should be citizen. Previous countries of residence during the past 5 years. Have you lived in any country other than the country of your citizenship? Whatever the country, if you have lived more than 6 months in any country, then you need to mention all of the countries. So in my case, it was no. Marital status, which is married. If you are married or a common law partner, provide the details on which you were married. So here we have to mention the date of marriage. So we gonna add the date of marriage. Provide the name of your current spouse, common law partner. Spouse, here you need to mention your spouse name, which is the sponsor. In my case, I am the sponsor, so I am gonna write my name here. Have you previously been married or in a common law partner? If you have, then you need to provide the details. If you don't, then simply click on no. So we are missing here, you need to enter the height in centimeters. Okay, so it is not accepting NA, leave it blank. So height you can calculate from inches to centimeter. You can go to Google, type 5.5 inches to centimeter. It will give you an answer which is 13 inches, not, we need to feet to centimeter, 5.5. so these are the centimeters that you need to fill here. It is saying numeric characters only, so remove the characters after the decimal. So this is the 167. Now you can see save and continue button is enabled. Click on the save and continue next. Here you need to provide your contact information. This is very critical information, so you need to provide correct information for this. All correspondence will go to this address unless you included email address below. So in my case, I'm going to fill my Canadian address here because I want all the communication will go through my address, because this will be easy. If you are the sponsor and you are living in Canada, then all the communication between the IRCC and you will be easy if you provide your Canadian address here. And you also have to mention an email ID for this. So I'm going to add my address here. Sorry. Country Canada, British Columbia, zip code V3W2Y8, district no, residential address same as the mailing address, yes. So remove the PO box because we are not going to use PO box here. Primary telephone number. So I'm going to give my mobile number here. Cellular, country code, mobile number. That's it. Then alternate number, you can provide any international number. In my case, I have added my wife's mobile number, so you can also do the same. Country code, make sure you have to add Indian country code. I'm just adding a random number. Fax number, we don't have any fax number. So do you want us to contact you using the email address? Yes, use for this account. So if you want IRCC should contact with the email ID that you have created for this account, then it is fine. If you select no, and if you want like I have any other email ID, then provide here. So in my case, I will provide my email ID here. So if you see, save and continue button is still disabled. There are some mistakes that we have to fix. This field is required, but we don't have any fax number. Okay. Okay, so if you are adding Canadian mobile number, then you have to follow the proper format here. phone number must not start with 1 or 0. What is happening? Okay, now it is correct. Sometimes there are some spaces between the characters or before the number, so you have to re-enter this. And if you can see, we still have save and click button disabled, so we need to clear this section. Now you can see save and continue button is enabled. Now we can click on this button. Do you have a valid passport? Yes. Then you need to enter your passport number. I'm just adding some random numbers. Country from which you received your passport, and issue date and expiry date. These all details are mentioned on the passport, on the first page of your passport. You can see from there. So let's say issue date was 2016 10/10, and expiry date would be 2026 10/10. Okay, that's it. Now click save and continue. National identity document. So in my case, national identity document is Aadhaar card. You can click on the yes button. Aadhaar number, which is 16-digit number. I'm going to add some random number here. Okay, and country, which is India. Issue date and expiry date. Issue date should be like and for the expiry date, for in Indian Aadhaar card there is no expiry date, so you can enter, so you have to enter some digits which should look like this. So if you see, if I am removing 19 from here, must be greater than today's date. Whatever the today's date, it should be greater than this. So if Aadhaar card has no expiry date, you can fill this 4 times 9 is 10/10. This is some random date which should be expiry date. So save and click. Then here is the educational occupational details of the principal applicant. Educational details, whatever the highest degree from for your principal applicant. In my case, she is having a master degree. I'm going to select masters here. Number of years of education in total. So 10 plus 2 12, then 3 years of degree 15, then 2 years of masters 17. You can just type 17 here. Occupational detail, my wife, she is working as a web developer, so I'm going to add here intended occupation. You can just copy and paste intended occupation, which is the occupation that you would like to work in Canada. Keep it simple and just click on save and next. Then generic application form. Then we have language details, native language details. What is your mother language? Which is Punjabi. Mother tongue Punjabi, are you able to communicate in English and French? Both English and or French. Select English because we don't know French. Have you taken a IELTS test, English or French test skill? Most of the cases it is no. If you have, then you can select yes and provide the details. I'm going to select no. Save and continue. Dependents. This is a section where you have to add your dependents. So if you take an example, if you are married from past 2 or 3 years and you are having kids, then those kids are dependent on you. So you have to provide all the details that they gonna ask here. In my case I'm going to select no because we don't have any dependent. So I think this is the last section of this form, and complete and return to application. When you click on this button, it will redirect you to this page. So you can see ready to submit. This is the IMM0008 form, ready to submit. And if you think we have missed something, we have to update something, then you can again click on the edit button, then go through all the steps, fill in the information, make sure all the information is correct and matching to the document, especially your name, your contact details, and don't leave any field empty. Then you will again redirect to this page. So this was the 0008 form, which is also called a generic form. This video will help you to understand how to fill the 0008 form. It's a very simple form. And if you still have some question about this video, comment down below in this video, or you can contact me on Instagram, on Facebook. I will respond you with your queries. I hope you like the video. See you in the next one.